Hey, Daver, welcome to Grapple-Sauce, where three guys eat, breathe, and bleed professional wrestling. Welcome to the
Yeah.
show.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. This guy is Chad, I
And
think.
Chandler is actually back as well. We are so back. Apologize for my absence. I was a little busy for 2 weeks, but we are here. We're talking about Collision. I can't believe it. When I was talking to Chad and he was like, "Hey, so for your big return, we're talking about Collision." And I was like, "Yay!" But I'm kidding. It was a good episode of Collision.
Yeah, it made sense as part of the whole Grand Slam thing, I thought. So it's like, yeah, let's do both Grand Slam shows.
By the
Uh,
way, I did actually catch, I'll just say it real quick. I did catch most of Grand Slam Dynamite. I missed the one match I really cared about, i.e., Danielson and McGinnis, and I still haven't been able to watch it back.
Oh,
But I thought it was a fairly good show. Obviously, the best match that I saw was Bucks and Osprey and Fletcher. That match just got stupid at times, but it was really good. A little disheartened at the result of the main event, but like it is what it is. You know, they got big plans with Moxley,
Yeah.
so whatever.
Yeah.
But
Let it play out. I feel like I say that too much.
I know I was against Darby getting a world championship, but if you're like, all right, someone's beating Danielson at Wrestle Dream, is it Darby in his hometown to continue the streak of new AEW champions we've had this whole year, or Moxley getting his fourth? I'd rather go for Darby getting that hometown. Like, it's like 20 minutes outside of his hometown, so I'm saying hometown pop. But I'm sure the Moxley match will be good anyways.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll send us all home really happy, and Christian Cage will have the belt by the end of the night.
Yeah, I'll be the one guy goes like, yeah, baby. What? Okay. Danielson beats Moxley clean, and then Cage cashes in. Boom, cinema.
but yeah, real quick before we get into your Japanese excursion being Takeshita's young boy, Chandler, I want to remind everyone out there to do me a huge favor, do all of us a huge favor. Don't forget to elbow drop that like button, power bomb that subscribe button, and leave a little comment and let us know what you're thinking. Anything wrestling related. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want us to talk about or bring up, any promotion, any wrestler, bring it on. We will talk about it. We promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any news before we get into Collision?
Let's see. Looks like Kill Switch, formerly known as Luchasaurus, had a scary health issue going on. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I did. I saw a tweet from Sean Rossap essentially saying that over the weekend he was hospitalized and he was found collapsed on the floor. And what it said, it was double pneumonia. Like that's
Double pneumonia.
scary.
That's twice as bad as single pneumonia.
Yeah, his blood oxygen levels were below 80%, which is
Ooh.
big bad.
Mhm.
Because of that, Kill Switch was days away from being diagnosed with permanent lung damage. Yikes. Um, yeah, definitely wishing him a quick and speedy recovery. I want him back in AEW to eventually take on Jack Perry.
With something as
I want.
scary as double pneumonia, I think I'm in the like Kenny Omega camp where I'm like, you take your time and recover.
Yeah.
Do I want to see you? Yes, but you take your time, bud.
Maybe they can swap in Kip Sabian in the
Ooh,
patriarchy.
Yeah, they should
perhaps.
throw the mask on him and just no sell it and pretend like it's still Kill Switch.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got Kill Switch, my son here, and like maybe like Nick is like, that's not Kill Switch, and Christian's like, shut up.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, only other thing I came across was AEW is strongly considering finding a new development partner moving forward for their gaming division. Uh, let's see. This comes from Insider Gaming. Quote, AEW, knows that things didn't go the way they expected. One source says the game was over budget and it delivered when it came out. It has AEW strongly considering moving to a new developer for their games. Yeah, I don't know. I was really excited for it. All the little teasers they had leading up to it got me really excited. It's really like easy to play.
Yeah. It didn't have a lot of
Um,
staying power. It was fun for like 2 to 3 hours, and then I turned it off and never went back to it.
yeah, I haven't played it in I don't know 9 months. So, but yeah, they've released a few DLC uh, packages. The last one had Adam Copeland with a like a spooky arena. I think Jay White was one. But yeah, they think the contract with DLCs has ended for Ukes too. So I think it's a dead game.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never really played it before, so I can't really say like, "Oh, this is what I think about it." But like, just from what I can tell from what I've heard from other people, essentially it was like really cool when it first came out, like y'all said, and then it just died. And I remember hearing like, "Oh, they have a big update coming out, and they're releasing new wrestlers, and it's for free." And they would have like 30 concurrent players on Steam. So like that's not good.
No.
So hopefully they can like get something with a little bit more sticking power, but I don't know because I'll be honest, I've never played a wrestling video game ever. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've played a few of the 2K games. Last one I got was because it had GM mode, and that was the only thing I ever did. I never actually did an actual match on it. But GM mode is kind of goated. It's fun.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up on the WCW World Tour, WCW Revenge. I played a little WWF 2000 and No Mercy. So these were kind of like AEW Fight Forever was kind of a lot like that. Like the feel, the look, the way you played. Um, that made me happy on that front. But yeah, just kind of, I don't know. It's not like you like have your buddies over and everyone like has a controller anymore. Like people
Yeah.
don't do that like they used to do, you know?
no, it's unfortunate,
So,
but just how the like gaming land shift or gaming landscape has changed. I think I have to go to like I have one buddy who I can play games with like when I go to his house, but he lives in Corvallis, so I never really get to.
Yeah, maybe they'll be able to find a better developer and have a better game out in I don't know 2 3 more years. But yeah, other than that, I haven't heard a whole lot going on. You got something about Ray Fenix, Chandler?
Yeah, I don't have like an official source pulled up, but it's pretty well known at this point. Tony Khan has extended Ray Fenix's contract to include all that injury time he had, which he was out for like a year, which means that he won't be able to go to WWE for a year, which like I think people are getting really upset at this, and I think that's fine if you were like if you just want to see the Lucha Bros wrestle in any capacity, I get being upset at this. But like Tony Khan can do it. Like it's in his right. You know, it's kind of shitty, but at the end of the day, these guys are probably still getting paid. But I don't know. I want to see them being used on TV in any capacity. So maybe Penta will go over and have some fun, and then wait for Fenix. But then I feel like maybe the like it would be a little bit less fun or interesting because it's like they're a big tag team. I don't know. It's an odd situation, How do you guys feel about it? Are you guys sad, happy? Do you think they're actually going to use Ray Fenix on AEW for the next year?
I
I
think
think if
that
they
would
were
be
going to use him, they would have used him by now. So I don't know. I think he's just going to be hanging out with Ricky Stark and Wardlow.
yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty bold move to use him. I think Tony Khan probably should personally.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just, do you want to use someone who's very like, he hasn't come out and said it, but it's everyone knows that he's going to WWE the second his contract is up. Do you really want to put that guy on TV when instead, don't you want to promote someone that'll be around?
yeah, yeah, good point.
But who knows? There's
Um,
bigger news. I'm so excited. We have a new all elite wrestler. Big AJ of the Costco guys. Boom! We bring the boom. Oh, so he has announced on his Twitter, this was only like 2 hours ago. He will coming back for one match because he used to be a wrestler. It will be in AEW, and they just don't know when. I'm praying for Wrestle Dream. Praying.
Do I have to change the thumbnail to AJ's All Elite graphic?
No, I think you have a better idea with your first idea, but oh my gosh, what if it's like Jericho and Big AJ? Wouldn't that be the worst?
hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I don't even know who these guys are. I'm not hip enough to
They were on the
know what
0 hour of All Out.
Yeah, I still don't know who they are
Yeah.
or what they're. I think it's Costco. They go into Costco and
It's a TikTok
rate
trend.
things or
Like
something.
it's just a viral thing. Like just to like sum it up real quick. They go into Costco and they go, "Oh, double chunk chocolate cookies. Is that a boom or a doom?" And then they go, boom. And then they go, Costco chicken bake. Is that a boom or a doom? And then they go, boom. And then I think for All Out, what they did was they were like, Will Osprey, is he a boom or a doom? And they went, boom. So,
Is anything a doom?
I think I can't remember. There was one doom on All Out. It might have been
Yeah,
Hangman. Might
I
have
think it was
been.
MJF.
Maybe.
Ah.
I don't know. I am like I am excited. I'll just say that. I can't wait. I will be there front row. Even if it's like at Wrestle Dream, I'll just march my way to the front row.
Yeah, I'm too old. I am whelmed.
I'm overwhelmed. But that's all the news I have other than Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental title was great. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, I went to Raw September 16th in Portland. It's a pretty good show. Not much else to report. My
You
streak of
you weren't the one that got thrown, were you?
I wish I was.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. I would have paid money to be that guy. But my streak of appearing on TV has continued. We're 2 for 2. Dustin
Oh,
streak,
you got a
baby. I'm
Dustin
living the
streak?
Dustin streak. So Tony Khan better put me on the TV at Wrestle Dream or else it's over.
Yeah, the I listened to the Outrunners on the Unrestricted podcast, and since they've had their first AEW win on Collision, like 2-3 weeks ago now, they're talking about their hot streak.
Okay,
They're,
that's funny though.
they're up to 1.
The Outrunners get to like they were like unironic about. That's why I keep saying is they were unironic about doesn't mean like wow you're 2-0. Whereas like it's the Outrunners they get to be like yeah we're 1-0 baby.
What was it? The grizzled young veteran guy was like yelling at him.
Yeah.
Like what was he saying,
You're
Chad?
ironically over. It's ironic. While he's
Yeah,
kicking him
while
in
he
the
was
corner.
No, they're over.
Yeah, they are. Love it. They're my favorite tag team. They gotta beat the Bucks.
Who else? Like, honestly, who else at this point?
No one.
Yeah, them or MXM.
I didn't love their segment on Collision. It was a little. It went a little long, and my idiot self had no clue that that was Daddy Ass.
That's funny.
I was like totally clueless. That dude did not look. That dude looked like 30 years old.
See, I was like, oh, that guy looks really wrinkly. I bet that's Billy Gunn. And then I was like, that's a good reveal. Like, I was like, oh, that's Billy Gunn. But I thought it was, the whole segment was but the Billy Gunn reveal was silly and fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, we're gonna review AEW Collision Grand Slam from Arthur Ashe Stadium. I think did you say, Chad, they recorded it before Dynamite?
I
I
think that's
said
what
that.
Chandler.
I mean, I can verify, but I heard that from, I think, Wrestling Observer Radio, so I kind of trust those. At least I trust Brian Alvarez. I haven't heard him lie yet.
True.
How does that work though? Like, is it when you buy the ticket, is it advertised that they're filming 4 hours plus?
I think so. Well, typically what they'll do, if you look at because whenever I look up, like, oh, this is what's happening on the Dynamite, like literally it's happening for this next Dynamite coming up. It says AEW Dynamite / Rampage in Pittsburgh. So it's going
Mhm.
to be Dynamite and then Rampage, or Rampage and then Dynamite. So I'm sure for Grand Slam, it was AEW Dynamite / Collision Grand Slam. But I just can't go back and look at it because they're really weird
Yeah.
about it. Like, they have all these great graphics for these events that are upcoming, and it's like a really nice way of looking at it. But the second the event's over, you can never find it again.
Yeah, cease to exist.
Yeah. I'm like, I think I was trying to show my friend the card of All In, but all I could find was the Wikipedia page. So I was like, it's just a bunch of names. Like, it would have been nice to see their faces.
True.
Mhm. Yeah. But yeah, AEW Collision. We got the voice of Ian Riccaboni for match number one.
He was
Uh,
invisible.
he was invisible. Apparently he was late, right, Chandler? And he wasn't there for the first match, but Tony Schiavone and Daddy Magic kind of like would pause to like insert his.
Yeah, they did it in post. That was pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did a good job because he did eventually make it, and he was actually there. So that's what I kept looking for. I'm like, wait a minute. So he's not there. He's not there. And then finally he was there. So I was like, what?
Yeah, it was
So
interesting, but at least he made it.
yeah, I like Ian Riccaboni a lot. He reminds me of Mike Tenay in the fact that he like has the little like trivia and all the dates of everything that happened and all the knowledge like Mike Tenay used to do. So yeah, I think he's great. I like him on Collision. I'm with you, Chandler. We're kind of talking about it should be Nigel, Shivani, and Riccaboni, 3-man booth. I think that would work well. So yeah. First match of the episode, we got a Saraya rules match. Saraya versus Jamie Hayter. And to remind everyone of the rules of the match, we got rule number 1, no rules.
Except for the
Rule
rules.
number yeah. Rule number 2, only Saraya can use weapons. Rule number 3, must obey 10 count except Saraya. Rule number 4, no biting, choking, closed fists, hair pulling, or groin kicking unless you are Saraya. Rule number 5, no hammer locks. Saraya never liked those anyway. Rule number 6, no outside interference unless you are a friend of Saraya. Rule number 7, no rope breaks unless you are Saraya. Rule number 8, the match must begin with offense from Saraya. And rule number, where am I at? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rule number 9, Jamie Hayter is a slag. That must be a mean British insult.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like I would say maybe like slut for the British. So
Yep. Yep. And the winner gets an autographed copy of Soraya's autobiography. And then they added one more quick rule. Uh, let's see. The match can't start until Soraya slaps Jamie Hayter. Yeah, this is a really fun match. We had Soraya smashing a VCR over Jamie Hayter's head, then hits her with a keyboard, chokes her with the cord. Harley Cameron attacks Jamie Hayter. Soraya hits Jamie Hayter with a baking pan and then accidentally hits Harley Cameron with it. Jamie Hayter power slams Soraya off the apron. That was a cool spot. Soraya hits Jamie Hayter in the head with a chair. Um, on the corner, and Jamie Hayter and Harley Cameron fall on two tables with a bunch of Hot Wheels on it, and the second table didn't break. Harley
yeah,
Cameron landed pretty awkwardly.
Yeah.
Looked like it hurt.
Nice light women and table spots always make me nervous now. I've seen them break not break too many times.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's also like because she hit the corner too, so it wasn't like. Reminded me of that cinder block spot with Swerve where you're
Yeah.
like watching it and you're like, oh, it didn't move. So hopefully Harley Cameron's feeling okay.
Yeah. Jamie Hayter gives Soraya a tombstone pile driver, then a Haterade for the win. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was chaotic. It was fun. I'm a sicko. It was right up my alley. I love Jamie Hayter too.
Yeah, it was like as far as wrestling matches go, I think it was probably one of Soraya's best that she's had in AEW. There was that the power slam spot on the outside was pretty awesome looking, and Jamie Hayter getting her up and then just plowing her through the table, the setup in the corner was also pretty badass. So I thought it was a good match. Good way to open the show. It was good. Yet again, it got me interested.
Yeah, I
And
agree. I was just say I think this was a fun street fight. I haven't really been watching a whole lot of AEW recently. So why was this Soraya's rules? Did she just like get in with the Bucks? Did she win a match, or was this just odd
No,
Soraya's rules?
no, it was basically she just called it.
Look,
Jamie Hayter wanted the match. She had
Yeah.
to agree to that.
oh, okay. I actually think the rules were a lot of fun. I've been waiting for a match like this to happen where it's like, and a lot of people are saying it with the house rules, with the House of Black, where it's like my rule is you don't get to do anything. But I
Yeah.
get to wail on you as much as I want. Like, why did it even say that? So it was nice to have a bit of that where it's like, okay, Soraya's got to go first. Soraya's the only one who can have help. Soraya can rope break, blah, 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 blah. I thought that was pretty neat, and for Jamie Hayter to win anyways was really cool. I liked all the silly little spots with the toy cars, the VHS or the VCR, and then the baking pan. So I thought it was a pretty fun match all around.
And Soraya has re-signed.
Oh wow.
Also, I've read. Yeah, that was kind of up in the air there for a little bit. Floating around in the news, like, oh, is she going back to the WWE? Nope, not yet.
Nothing's come out about Daniel Garcia yet, right?
Nope. Oh, actually, I did read that AEW is less confident that he is going to re-sign with them now.
Hmm.
So, don't know.
I wonder what I just wonder what taken so long, you know?
Yeah, maybe he's already made his mind up and he just kind of wants to like pull a Dean Ambrose, just kind of tight lip it until the contract is done and just be like, all right, bye.
Well, there's like a strat that like Randy Orton and Sheamus have both done, where it's like getting to the last like 6 months of their contract, and they let it slip like, oh, maybe I could go to AEW and then their contract goes up a couple zeros and then they're like, yeah, I'll stay with WWE. So maybe Daniel Garcia is doing the same thing where he's like, maybe I could go to WWE, and Tony Khan's like 0, 0, 0, 0, and he's like, all right, I guess I'll stay for a $14 billion contract. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, well, if that's it, good for him.
Yeah.
Good job, Danny Garcia.
Speaking of,
I don't
what were you gonna say?
want him to go at all.
I want
He's
him to be
over.
successful and on TV, whether that's WWE or AEW. That's what I want. Um, I think he'd be better fit for a thing like AEW, but I could be wrong. I didn't think Cody could go back and I think he would have been successful in WWE no matter what. I didn't think he'd be where he's at now. Like I didn't think he'd be the face of the company or one of the faces of the company. So anything can
Right.
happen. Did you see who finally made their appearance on NXT for the first time since they were signed in like July or August?
Yeah.
Stephanie
Becker.
Becker.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so my dad and I actually watched that episode of NXT, and it was like a fake press conference between Julia and Roxanne Perez, and it was kind of funny because there was a bit where Funaki was translating for Julia, and Julia basically said, "I will take your title," and so Funaki was saying it in English, and he went, "I will take your title," and then he went, "I will." She will take your title. And so that was funny. But it ended with Stephanie of Kirby and like, I don't care who wins, I'm gonna take the belt. So
Hell yeah.
she's there. She's
Cool.
alive. I think it was because she was having issues with her visa or something like that. But who cares? She's gonna be there.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that is one stacked women's division, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. We get a tornado trios match after that.
Hi
The
guys.
conglomeration. Yep. At least they're not doing TV time anymore.
Oh, just wait for Dynamite 5, baby. There's only 3 segments announced. That's a plenty of time for Jericho.
Ugh. Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly versus Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith. They all start with a brawl. Jericho has a roll of coins and goes for Orange Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy turns his back to Jericho with his backpack on. Jericho hits it head first. And what does he have in there? A brick. Jericho gives Mark Briscoe a Death Valley driver onto his damn launching chair that he uses to launch out of the ring. Uh, Big Bill, Boss Man slams O'Reilly. Uh, Big Bill's getting cheered pretty big because he's local. Jericho gives Mark Briscoe a code breaker with a chair. Kyle O'Reilly gives Big Bill a dragon screw in the ropes. Mark Briscoe launches off a chair finally onto Jericho. Mark Briscoe gives Jericho a J driller. Then Briscoe goes for a froggy bow with Jericho on a table in the ring. But Big Bill stops him, choke slams Briscoe through the table just as Jericho moves. And Jericho covers Briscoe for the win. Yeah,
Who's
he wants
excited
that.
for that Chris Jericho, Mark Briscoe Ring of Honor World Title match we're gonna get? Me.
I mean, if we get him out of there,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. If Chris Jericho goes, he goes to only Ring of Honor, right?
If we have to watch Jericho pin Briscoe at Wrestle Dream, I might cry. If we have to watch that, I'm coming for you, Tony Khan. But I thought the match was broadly fine. I'm kind of getting numb to these conglomeration tag team matches. Like they're not bad, but they're
It's just
kind of
too
this.
much.
Yeah, they're kind of the same thing every week. So it's like, oh, Orange Cassidy's gonna go wild with a bunch of punches, and oh, Kyle O'Reilly's gonna do some nonsense, and Mark Briscoe's gonna do his moves. Like, it's not bad. I think my favorite part of this match was Big Bill.
Yeah.
Like, whether he was hitting a move or being hit by a move, he's just on, like, he's on it right now. He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, he is, and almost like our favorites, the Outrunners. He's kind of getting organically over, which is awesome. Like he did it in the UK, and now again in front of his home crowd. So hopefully, maybe they see that, recognize this, and give him a bit of a push, maybe in a singles direction, please.
Yeah. They should put a belt on him other than the tag title he had
Yeah.
not, a while back. But yeah, I think he could be a great continental,
Ring of Honor
international.
TV title, Ring of Honor Pure Champion. Maybe he could win the FTW title. Ooh, too soon, too soon. That was
Oh,
actually might have been the best thing about Grand Slam.
retired belt.
Not only was it
Um,
a very nice moment for Hook and Taz, but that belt is gone. They can do anything else with Hook. Anything. Isn't it crazy?
Maybe
what are
they'll
they
put him
gonna?
in the conglomeration.
Oh my god. Did you guys see Rocky Romero's in the conglomeration? Where'd you go? I popped out of my seat. I went crazy. My dad was like, "What?" I'm like, "That's Rocky Romero." He was
Yeah, I
that
went straight
guy
to
in the
Pro
Best
Wrestling
Friends.
Tees and bought all of his merch.
Yeah, he was that one guy in the Best Friends. Now he's that one guy in the conglomeration. It's getting too big. Like I was Willow, great. The original three, great. Throwing Ishii, funny because he's not going to be around. Now it's like, all right, let's sweep up all the other guys from the Best Friends that we're not doing. Trent Beretta's going to be back soon. Why not get him in there? Like, no more.
Yeah, they're getting a little watered down for me. Uh, the matches are fun, but it's like, oh, we're gonna get Briscoe diving off the chair. We're gonna get Orange Cassidy starting off with lazy kicks and getting harder, and yeah, like we know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, no, they should have, honestly, they should have stopped after week 3 and then just made it like a special attraction that they pulled out like once every few months. Like, because
Even
yeah,
just like
it's
once a month.
yeah, because yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like I said, I loves me a popcorn match, but give me something different because it's overstayed its welcome.
But yeah, it was just all right. It wasn't bad. After that, we got a nice little squash match. Brody King destroying Action Andretti. Uh, Action Andretti tries to overpower Brody King. He does a standing shooting star press. He covers for only a 1 count. Brody King punches Action Andretti out of the air and then cannonballs him for the win. With the rest of Top Flight and Leo Rush on the ramp, Lance Archer and the Righteous attack them. And yeah, that was it. So we'll probably get some kind of trios match on Rampage out of that or something.
I want to
I
see
wouldn't
Jake the
know.
Snake Roberts versus Leo Rush on Dynamite. That's what I want.
Yes, me too. They need to re-sign Leo Rush already. Like he's on a lot of AEW television.
Only if he
Mhm.
comes back as the Blackheart or Leo Rush, though.
I mean, they're playing the music now. Have you
Yeah.
caught that?
Uh-huh.
They're doing the violin theme. Yeah, yeah, he needs to do that for sure. I like it a lot. But yeah, after that, we get a really nice cinematic video package of Jack Perry driving through New York. Really well made. I loved it. Uh, Pulls up to Arthur Ashe. Then we get the TNT Championship Open Challenge. Jack Perry versus Minoru
Yeah.
Suzuki. I'm
Easily my
okay with
second
that.
favorite video package of the night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Suzuki no sells forearm strikes from Perry, and then no sells bunch of chops from Perry. Suzuki grabs a chair, kind of hits Jack Perry a little bit on the floor. It should have been a DQ at that point, but Aubrey just takes it from him.
We know those
Jack Perry.
referees in these title matches, it's up to their discretion, it's really for the enjoyment of the viewer. So, I can hear
True.
Excalibur shouting that in my head, so I had to get it out there,
Fucking Excalibur, dude. Uh, let's see. Perry DDT Suzuki on the floor from the apron and then gives him a running knee into the steel steps. Aubrey stops the match.
I thought it was count
Jack
out.
Perry. Oh, okay. I guess it was a count out. I thought she just stopped it because it was too brutal. But yeah, Perry goes to attack Suzuki again, but Shibata runs out for the save. And I know you want this real bad, Chad. Jack Perry versus Shibata at Wrestle Dream.
I mean, at least Shibata gets to do something cool. Man, I've been trying so hard to jump on the it's funny. I like the idea behind the Jack Perry stuff, but I'm just kind of like losing interest real fast. Yeah,
Yes,
it's
come to
it's
my side.
he's so bland. Like, I think the idea is awesome. Like, it's a cool story and just poorly executed. They're losing me real fast.
It's like they did the one face at what Dynasty when the Bucks won the belt, and he came out and he was like he
Yeah.
did that face, and they were like, "That's your character, boy." And then oh, this isn't working. What do we do? Oh, I know, he's Jesus, AEW Jesus, and it's like, well, that's not really panning out either because he's supposed to be a bad guy. So what do we do? Like, why does he do this all the time? That being said, I thought this match was broadly fine. I'm okay with a count out finish because you probably shouldn't have Jack Perry pin Minoru Suzuki.
Right?
And I'm excited to see Shibata versus Jack Perry because I get to see Shibata at Wrestle Dream. That's it. I don't think he's gonna win. I would love it, but I don't think so.
But he's
But
wrestling Bruce Lee. Like he's just got that Bruce Lee aura to him.
I needed to be reminded of what the spirit of Wrestle Dream is. What is it, Chandler?
it's basically an Antonio Inoki honor and remembrance show because we all want to say it's the Dream Match show, but it's not. That's why last year it started out with it was like Antonio Inoki's grandsons and Shibata and Rocky Romero and Tony Khan. They were all wearing the red scarf, and it was like this really nice segment. And then they cut to Christian in the back being like, So they kind of took the wind out of it a little bit, but it was a nice segment. So it's just a Antonio Inoki tribute show, kind of. They don't advertise it as that, but that's kind of what it's all about. So Shibata was either trained by Inoki or is the next Inoki. There's some Inoki connection between Shibata and Inoki that I don't really know. So put it he's kind of got to be on the card. So I'm completely okay with it. I love Shibata. Yeah, and hopefully it's a good match.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they continue in that vein because we did get some really cool matches last year, like Zack Sabre Jr. and stuff. And it'd be kind of nice for it to not just be another AEW, just straight up pay per view. While their pay per views are great, we've just had 2 back to back. So this one being a little different, a little more forbidden doory, I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and I don't think this has to be exactly like Forbidden Door, where every single match is with a New Japan guy or a CMLO guy. I don't think it's got to be like that. But that's why I was so hell bent on you keep Osprey and Ricochet till Wrestle Dream. That's kind of the point. But also, I can see why they want to put it on Dynamite 5. Because the other matches they have aren't that big. They've only announced 2, and I'm looking forward to them, but I don't they're not on the level of Osprey and Ricochet. And I think it was Dynamite 250, right? That was the one where MJF and Osprey went an hour.
Yeah.
It seems to be on these Hallmark shows, they have one standout wrestling match, and it's always because they're like, this is what AEW is all about. You come on the anniversary show, we're Osprey MJF or Osprey Ricochet. So for them going for that idea, I don't blame them. But also, Wrestle Dream is right there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. After that TNT title match, we get a World Trios titles match.
I was a little
Claudia,
confused by this match, but I'll let you talk about it. I was a little confused.
yeah, we got Claudio, Pack, and maybe Yuta. Yep, Yuta. He showed up versus Private Party and Commander. Yuta's still a little bitter about what they did to Danielson.
Just a little bit.
Um, little bit. Mark Quinn tries to overpower Pac. Claudio trips up Mark Quinn, and then uh, Mark Quinn gets isolated by Claudio. Yuta won't tag in. He's being a little sore bad sport. Isaiah DDT's Pac, but Claudio stomps his broken hand that Moxley hammered. Yuta won't drop kick Cassidy from the giant swing. Wheeler Yuta ends up eventually snapping on Isaiah and targets his broken hand and then bites it and then gets him in the cattle mutilation for the win. Claudio and Pac look on with glee. I like the way I like when they panned on Claudio and Pac was just like it was cool.
Yeah.
But he still didn't like celebrate with them. He like rolled out of the ring immediately. Uh, so yeah, like uh, what do you think about it, Chandler? Pretty confusing for you?
Why is Yuta like participating? Like I know it was the bit where he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to tag in," but then he tagged in and won the match.
Yeah.
So like, why didn't he just go in there and lay down? Like,
Yeah. Or just not show up at all. Put him.
yeah, be a
He's not
great.
that guy. He's gonna be there for the team. He's a trios champion.
But they tried to choke out Daniel. They did. They choked out Danielson with the bag. Pac hold him back. Claudia, like, this is why I'm like, I get Yuta's honorable and respectful and blah blah blah, and like I'm still liking Yuta. Like I still like him with this new angle where he's like caught in the middle, but it's still like I don't. I if I were him, and I'm sure like you can also say, oh, if he did just go in there and lay down, Claudio and Pac would beat the shit out of him. So like, yeah, it makes sense. But like, I don't know. I think he should have just like gotten a chair and sat on the outside the whole time.
I think they're gonna slowly turn him to the dark side.
You think?
Yeah. I think that was a hint of it with him snapping and like being so brutal with Isaiah Cassidy biting the broken hand. Come on, that isn't a very noble thing to do.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they're gonna convert him.
I'm gonna say it. I guess I gotta let it play out.
Ooh.
But I
Oh,
quite liked him winning with the cattle mutilation.
Yeah.
Ever since I've seen it, I'm like, that should just end matches. Because like that, like it might not hurt the most, but it's like, how do you get out of it? So, and then people always get out of it. Still, I'm glad it ended a match. It's a neat way to end a match.
Yeah, it looked cool. And my counter proposal is maybe he's waiting for like really dangerous people that he's gonna like maybe maybe the new version of LIJ, get Roosh and Beast Mortos in there and just be like, all right, now I'm going.
Yeah. Or you're like, hey, let's just challenge the House of Black guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like fun. And then he's like, oh yeah, I got something to do. Good luck in this 3-on-2 against House of Black. Something like that.
yeah. Um, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the inner struggle that Yuta's having right now. Like he wants to be the team player. He's a champion with two other people, but he's conflicted. So um, they told him to do the right thing last week. So yeah, I think he's gonna go to the dark side. After that, we get a really fun Outrunners video package. Looks like an
That's my
old
first favorite video package of the night.
a VHS copy of a copy of a copy quality. They're they're rollerblading, and they say, if there are rules, we don't play by them. And they're cheating at carnival games and playing video games, and they're coming for everyone's gold. I love it. Great, absolutely great. I love these guys. They need to beat the Bucks.
Right? Yeah, they were on AEW Unrestricted podcast and they stayed in character the whole time. If you have time, I hear it's actually on the audio realm, much like us. And very, very worth the listen. They were hilarious.
Did you hear the other in person or in character AEW interview they just did
No.
on
Was it
Hey?
Mortos?
Yeah, Hey EW just had the Beast Mortos, and he would ask him a question, and he just went grr, and then there would be subtitles, but it would just be grr. I think he asked like RJ said, he was like, Mortos has something to do with like death and bulls or whatever. So why'd you call yourself Mortos? And he was like, I just thought it was cool. So
Ah,
I like how they're keeping the Mortos character alive.
Hell yeah.
yeah, like he was in AAA before, and he used to be Black Taurus, and they wouldn't let him take that name with him, so he had to come up with a new one when he left AAA. So he was in TNA for a little bit, I remember, like a year and a half ago. Uh that's where I watched him first.
Nice.
How I knew who he was. So yeah, the Outrunners are great. they're they're going somewhere. I'll tell you what. After that, speaking of Mortos, we get a three-way Lucha Libre match. Hologram versus the Beast Mortos versus Dralistico. Lots of counters and flips and dives and quickness. Everything you would imagine in a Lucha Libre match. Dralistico does a springboard code breaker to Hologram. Hologram gives Mortos a poison rana, but he like completely stands on his shoulders before he does it. Unreal. Dralistico gives Mortos a crucifix bomb, then Hologram ends up getting the win. Dralistico and Mortos argue because kind of at one point in the match, they're like, oh, yeah, we used to team together and we should team up on Hologram, but that didn't work out. So Roosh comes out and makes them get along. And then for some dumb reason, Hologram just jumps up and attacks Mortos, and they destroy him. So, yeah.
Yeah. Not
And
sure I would have done the same in his shoes.
He's
yeah,
plucky.
yeah,
He's got spirit.
yep, he sure does. Yeah, I like Hologram a lot. Not as much as Mortos.
Yeah.
Mortos is probably one of my favorite luchadors right now.
Remember when Roosh was in the Don Callis family? Because they know
Yeah.
It was only on Rampage, apparently.
that's just, well, like, to be fair,
To be fair.
I did hear that from Brian Alvarez, so it could have been April Fool's. He could have just been like, "Oh, people will believe me if I say Roosh joined the Don Callis family on Rampage because no one watches Rampage." So what if he was just like pranking us, and with this whole time we've been saying, "Oh, Roosh is in the Don Callis family," when he hasn't been.
Suckers.
But the idea of a reunited LFI, right? With Mortos and Dralistico, I'm all for it. As long as it gets like Rouge back on TV, gets Mortos in there a whole lot. Dralistico is great. I thought this was a really fun match overall. Like sometimes when you say spot fest, it kind of sounds derogatory, but I would say this was a spot fest, but like the best possible kind of spot fest. Like, go out of your way and check it out. It's really just a lot of nonsense, but I think they put it on for Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah.
So that it's just neat. This is a neat little match. Hologram and Mortos and Jalisco are all fantastic. But I think this is more proof they're not going to use Ray Fenix. Because wouldn't you put Ray Fenix in a match like this?
Right?
Come on.
Yeah. It's just it still blows my mind watching people do the stuff things that these guys can do, because I'm like, there's no way humans should be able to do this stuff and live in front of a crowd. I know it's not, I know it's choreographed, but still, like, what the heck, man? Like, yeah, like hologram. It's like, how is that guy so smooth, so fast, and like how he just combos one thing into the next the way he does. It's just makes me look, I always want to rewatch his matches just to be like, okay, how the heck did he do that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Real treat. Next up, we got a Chris Statlander interview. She's not going to complain or feel sorry for herself because Willow's getting all the attention after her big win. She'll pick her uh, spot and she'll say when she's ready. Who do you think she's going to go for? Monet?
Monet, probably.
Is she gonna win?
Good.
I hope.
God, I hope.
I haven't seen Monet for a hot minute.
I know. Like, I know I haven't been watching lately, but like, I still look up like results of Dynamite when I wasn't watching just to see what's going on. Like, no hide or hair of Monet, huh? Hopefully she's not injured or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe she's off shooting something or something.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear MJF is playing Happy Gilmore's son in the movie Happy Gilmore 2?
That's gonna be interesting. I don't know if
take
I
my
like,
money.
I'm like, good for him for getting a big Hollywood role. That's great. But it is also like, it's an Adam Sandler movie, you know. Those are like, and it's like a 20-year sequel. Are those ever good?
Hey, in the 90s, that stuff was on fuego.
I'm just saying, like, when you do a sequel to a movie after like 20, 30 years, has it ever been good?
I can guarantee you this, it'll be better than the Borderlands movie.
Yeah.
Ha
Fair.
I don't know what my
fair.
point was. I just wanted to throw shade at the Borderlands movie because F that movie.
Oh, I'm sad I never got to watch it in theaters. I don't even like Borderlands, but I heard it was so bad. Whenever there's a movie that's so bad, I'm like, oh, I gotta see it. I missed it.
If anything, I think that's the wrong character. Shouldn't he be Shooter McGavin's son?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I loved the original Happy Gilmore, so
You eat
hopefully
pieces
they
of
don't.
shit for breakfast?
Yep. But yeah, anyway, back to Collision. We get an MXM collection fashion walk. They got a man under a cloak in the ring. They're touching tips. Uh, they get a bunch of models to show off different looks in a fashion show. They reveal Max Caster's new jacket, modeled by Hans. But it's really daddy ass. And it took me a minute to realize that. And then all the models attack Daddy Ass, and the Acclaimed run out to help. Yeah, that really. It was a pretty long segment, but I don't know. It didn't make me laugh like I wanted it to.
It sure was there.
Yeah.
It sure was there.
I think I liked the segment slightly more than you because, like, if I mean, like, slightly, because I thought the daddy ass reveal was like, oh, that's cute, but that was about it. It reminded me of like a pretty good moment from Raw a long time ago. It was Seth Rollins' first WWE title reign. And it was when they were like, oh, everyone's getting a statue. Ultimate Warrior gets a statue. Andre the Giant gets a statue. And so the Authority were like, Seth, you have the US title, the WWE title. We're gonna give you a trophy or you a big statue. And it was like, oh, it's under the curtain. We're revealing the curtain, and it goes up and it's Sting.
Sting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so it was
I
like a
remember that.
genuinely like, holy shit. And then Sting, it was a really good moment. So it reminded me of that. And maybe just because I have good memories of that, I was like, this ain't so bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really want them to use MXM well, but so far not so much.
I think I am bringing back to Sting. I think I'm at the point where I'm like, man, I miss Sting. Like I miss the like, oh, he's on a pay per view. Oh, I get to do the like. It
Yeah.
wasn't like the greatest wrestler ever in his AEW run, but it's still like, it's
He was
Sting.
fun.
He's gonna do all the Sting stuff, and like, they don't really have anyone like that now.
No.
And I think they kind of need someone like that now, but it's hard to find someone like Sting per se. But
They get Goldberg. I have so much more faith in Goldberg than you guys do.
I think I think
I
Gold.
just pretended like he disappeared when WCW got bought, so he was just sleeping for 21 years.
It's like Sting when he went to WWE. WWE was like, WCW closed, and Sting went to bed for 14 years, and now he's back in wrestling, baby. Oh, you did not see Goldberg's last run in WWE. It was good in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then really got bad. So I want him to have one match against one guy, anyone. Like,
Bret Hart.
I don't care who.
Bret Hart.
Osprey,
Bret Hart.
Omega, who?
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. You know, Bret Hart is my second favorite wrestler. Second to Goldberg. We're getting off track, but just give him one match. Have Osprey beat him. I don't care. I like Goldberg, but he's also old.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's no one out there like Sting level legend that that
Jeff
everyone's
Jarrett.
just like, oh my
Jeff
god.
Jarrett.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's not on Sting's level, but that's pretty close in terms of like he's super over and he's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
The other person I would say is Adam Copeland, but I would also say that like when he comes back, it'll be big. But I felt like in like the latter half of his like AEW run before he got injured, it kind of just felt like it's Adam Copeland. Like I like him.
Yeah, he's overexposed. It was. You got to treat him like a special attraction if that's what you want. Like if he's out there wrestling every week and having open challenges and stuff, it's a little different than the "It's Sting" moment. Where he comes out and saves the day, jumps off a balcony, then disappears for a few weeks.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like Sting is my favorite wrestler of all time. So I don't think anyone could capture that magic. Like I can't even believe I got to see him in AEW for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I can't even believe that.
We got to see him live in Portland. That was kick ass.
Uh-huh.
Woo, yeah.
Again, do you guys remember who he fought?
No.
The
Outrunners?
Outrunners.
Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Oh god.
But yeah,
Beautiful.
I'm not saying someone on Sting's level because it's going to be hard to find someone like that. But like an legend, I don't know who, but an legend who can still wrestle, have a little fun out there. Like I don't think you have anyone like that. So I just miss Sting. That's it. I don't think he should wrestle again because he had a great retirement, but I miss him.
Yeah, me too.
Miss his face. Miss the way he smells. I miss his musk.
Yeah.
He should manage his son.
I mean, he's losing all the time now, so kind of needs his dad.
No, his real son.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Darby.
No, his real son is training.
That'd be
Maybe he shouldn't.
interesting.
Maybe he shouldn't be trained by Darby.
Darby loses.
FTR is training him too.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, back to Collision. We get a lumberjack strap match, which I didn't fully understand how this worked until
Yeah,
the
I thought they
match.
were going to be strapped together, but I liked
Yep,
this
me
version a
too.
lot more.
Me too. Me too. Hangman Adam Page versus Jeff Jarrett. All the lumberjacks were the Bang Bang Gang, minus Jay White. Dark Order, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal. So they all had a strap, and if a competitor hit the floor, then they can just whip the shit out of them with the strap.
That's pretty funny.
That is great. Uh, Jarrett ends up going to the floor, he gets whipped, and then Hangman knocks him off the apron again and out on the floor. He gets whipped again. Uh, this is where the screen goes black and production information appears on the black screen. Uh, then we get back to the show, and Hangman attacks the Bang Bang Gang and John Silver. And Jeff Jarrett dives on the whole pile. I popped pretty hard for that. Paige gets a strap and whips Jeff Jarrett with it. Karen Jarrett runs to the aid of Jeff Jarrett in the ring, and she kind of covers him up and like, oh no, is Paige gonna whip her too? He doesn't end up doing it. Jeff Jarrett ends up getting a strap and whips Paige with it. Then the Dark Order whip Paige, and then the Bang Bang Gang. Then Lethal holds Paige down for Satnam Singh to whip him. Then Paige low blows Jeff Jarrett, gives him a dead eye for the win. Paige attacks the Bang Bang Gang, and yeah. He hangs Juice Robinson by the neck with a strap on the ropes, and the Guns end up saving him. Uh, I think, and then we get a reveal that we're gonna get Hangman Page versus Juice Robinson on Dynamite. I'm pretty sure this could probably lead to Jay White's return, right? Jay White versus
Ooh,
Page, maybe that at Wrestle Dream.
I'd be hyped for that. That'd be a fun pay-per-view match.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually very interesting. I hadn't made that connection for some reason.
Yeah. I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this match. I love Jeff Jarrett. He is number 2 on my hierarchy. Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Macho Man.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
Jay Lethal wearing the Slap Nuts t-shirt too. That was
yeah,
hilarious.
dude. I immediately was like, oh shit, does AEW sell that? They don't. I
Uh,
got to figure out where
it's on
that
Pro Wrestling
probably wrestling.
Tees.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I pretty much got to get it. Yeah, real fun match. Loved it. I love the concept of it. Never heard about that format before. Lumberjacks and they get to whip you. Okay.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of messed up. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially
uh,
when he ended up getting thrown into the Dark Order. I was like, I kind of cheered for that moment.
yep. Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
This was a fun match. Is this the end of the Jarrett Hangman feud? Because Hangman's beaten him twice now. So I think you could. I think I
Yeah, I
want
think it's time to
Hangman.
move on.
Yeah, I want Hangman to move on to new stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's all I really want. As much as I like him and Jarrett together, and I liked this match, I want him to have a completely new feud and like go crazy for a bit. And I think this kept him going. I'm still excited to see what Jarrett does next. You know, who knows? But yeah, I thought it was fine. I liked the bit where he hung Juice over the top rope. That was pretty messed up,
Yeah.
but it was funny. And he's the Hangman. What do you expect?
True that.
And I'm surprised this wasn't the main event because we haven't even got to the main event yet. Which, like, I don't know. Like, wouldn't this make perfect sense for the main event?
Yeah, it should have been the main
Mhm.
event. You're right. Yeah, the actual main event here, it just didn't do it for me. It was okay. Uh, Sammy's been kind of rehabbing his image and trying to be a face, but I don't know, man. I don't think he should have been main eventing Collision. Uh, it was a Continental Championship Eliminator match, Okada versus Sammy Guevara. The match started out pretty slow. Sammy gets some offense in, diving on Okada from the ring to the floor. Sammy gives Okada a cutter off the steel steps onto the floor. Okada counters a moonsault on the floor with a DDT on Sammy. Sammy topes Okada again, but Sammy kind of overshoots him and hits the barricade. Sammy Guevara moonsaults on Okada from the top rope. Okada gives Sammy a big drop kick, an elbow drop, and goes to the Rainmaker, but flips off the camera instead. Uh, Sammy hits a GTS and goes for a springboard, but Okada catches him and hits a Rainmaker for the win. No title shot for Sammy.
This was
Nope.
my favorite match of the night. You know why?
Oh,
Why?
Because after Okada hit Sammy Guevara, like he did like a back suplex or whatever, he just popped up and went. So I was like, "Oh, you Okada," but yeah, this match was it was fine. Um, I don't know. I don't really like Sammy Guevara. Like I don't hate him.
I want to. I want to.
I, don't- I
Damn it.
he's definitely one of those where it's like I just don't want to see him, right? So I was like, yeah, go to Ring of Honor and win all their titles. Why not? Hey, remember when Dustin Rhodes won the Ring of Honor trios titles with the Erics,
Yeah.
on Erics? Anything ever come up with that, or do they just do it for fun?
Well, they're still champs as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't watch Ring of Honor, so
Yeah,
we
they
don't
could
know
be
what they're
defending
doing over
weekly for
there.
all we know.
That's true. Yeah. Not even like a little Takeshita tease. Like it seems like every match, like most of the matches had some sort of like follow up afterwards. Like, oh, Hangman's probably gonna go towards Jay White. Jericho's probably gonna get a Ring of Honor World Title shot. The LIG or LFI just reformed. Like every single match kind of had a little bit follow up afterwards, and this is like perfect. Like, oh, have a big like end angle of like, I don't know, the Bucks come out and start beating up Guevara. And then Takeshita comes out because they used to be teammates a time ago, or Dustin Rhodes comes out and that sets up Dustin versus Okada. Like, I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, let's see. We've only got Wednesday to build to Wrestle Dream, and then another collision, and then another uh Dynamite, and then the pay-per-view's on a Saturday, so they're gonna do probably Collision Rampage on Friday, like they do
Yeah.
Well, what's
when
weird? So they have Dynamite 5. Okay. So we just had Grand Slam. This Dynamite's the 5th year anniversary. The next Dynamite is Dynamite Title Tuesday. So it's going head to head with NXT. And then it's Wrestle Dream. So it's like bang, 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 big show after big show. I'm trying to see if they have anything like announced so far for Wrestle Dream. I know it's just Moxley and Danielson.
That's it. It's just gonna be 4 hours, catch as catch can wrestling, those two.
Yep.
Actually it'll start in the pre-show. God.
It's just 6 hours of Danielson versus Moxley. Yeah. So they have nothing announced for next week's Collision, Title Tuesday, Wrestle Dream. The only interesting thing, right? You know how they'll put wrestlers on the poster? Tony Storm is on next week's Collision poster.
okay. All
Uh,
right.
So, what do we think about Collision?
Yeah, it was all right. Ooh, I'm hoping we get Mariah May versus Mina Shirakawa at Wrestle Dream.
It's either going to be that or Willow, but I think Mina's the more interesting match to have at Wrestle Dream, and
Yeah.
then you push because I think Willow should probably win a title quick soon. I don't know if I want her to end the Mariah May run yet, so I would push that out as far as you can.
Willow lost her CMLL title.
Already?
Oh,
Hmm.
Huh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good episode. It's definitely not
yeah.
the flair of Dynamite,
Yeah.
but
So back
it
to
was
retro
still
reviews, right?
like,
No, silly
uh,
goose. Next week it's our Wrestle Dream predictions.
Yeah. I
mm,
mean, instead of Collision in general, at least until
Yeah.
there's another big collision.
Yeah. Which
yeah,
isn't that far. We're not that far from the C2, guys.
No. Oh yeah, that'll actually be kind of must
correct.
see for us again, won't it?
Yep. So let's start back with Collision when the C2 starts up.
Sounds good to me. We want to talk about the 3 major matches they have announced for Dynamite 5.
Yes.
So we have Ricochet Osprey for the international title. You guys excited
Mm,
for that?
I am very much.
Oh yeah.
We have Serena Deeb versus Britt Baker.
Eh,
So
they've been there, done that.
they
Yeah.
already had
Like,
that match before.
yeah, I feel
Well,
like pretty
it'll be a
sure.
first time match for me. So we'll see that. And then Hangman and Juice. That's all we know.
Okay. And then Shane McMahon debuting.
Oh my goodness. Did we talk about that picture with the Bucks? Did we talk
We
about
did not. We did not.
it was an interesting flight for sure. I'll definitely say that.
Yep. Apparently, it was just a coincidence.
Yeah, and so was Shane McMahon running into her at
Right.
or
Monet.
Shane McMahon running into Mercedes Monet. Just a coincidence.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, he's got to come in, dude. I think to make a statement, it's got to be the anniversary Dynamite. That's more impactful to me than Wrestle Dream.
Oh yeah. 100%.
That's more of a like big deal for sure.
Oh, but it'll be so funny. I I am so excited for him to come in, but I'm also so scared for him to come in. So I really don't know what to think. I'm just hoping it's funny.
What do you think about MVP?
It's interesting. Um God,
Lashley's coming.
I, I I hope that this is Bobby Lashley coming in and not Swerve being managed by MVP because I like Nana and Swerve a lot. I think
Yeah.
it's one of the smartest manager wrestler combinations we've had, maybe since like Rusev and Lana back in the day. Like that was pretty good before they messed it up and like had 3 cucking angles. Um, I'm not kidding about that.
Yeah.
That was awful to
Yeah.
watch.
There was a lot.
Remember that? Do you remember that Rusev Dolph Ziggler
I was
angle?
just thinking about
And
that.
they
I was like,
killed
yeah.
it. They killed it because Lana posted a picture of like them engaged,
Yeah.
and that killed the storyline. So I was like, oh, thank God, finally. Yeah, I would guess I'm looking forward to Bobby Lashley in AEW because he did say business, and that got a big pop. So who knows?
The card has been zoomed in on, and it does say the Hurt Syndicate.
Mm.
So I'm thinking Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and I think they should plug in Scorpio Sky
Ooh.
for Cedric Alexander's spot
Yeah,
rather
why not?
than Will Hobbs. I think Hobbs should stay with Don Callis.
Yeah, or maybe Hobbs can even team up with Swerve. They could be like a little faction on faction kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I'll say that. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. I'm not like super stoked. I'm not against it. We just don't know enough yet.
There's talk about Ricochet maybe joining the Hurt Syndicate too, turning heel on Osprey at the anniversary show.
Okay, I guess we didn't talk about that match. Do you think Ricochet's gonna win, or do you think Osprey's gonna win?
That's a tough one. It's hard to picture like either guy to losing.
I can picture Ricochet turning heel and cheating to win, or with some help or a blow or something.
Because Tony Khan sometimes does vaguely repeat storylines, and so what can happen is, oh, Osprey lost against Swerve at Forbidden Door, and then we'll forget the Daniel Garcia bit, but a couple weeks later, MJF beat him for the title, so maybe they're doing the same thing where, oh, he just lost the tag title shot, go back, oh, Ricochet beat him and is nasty now. I think that could work.
Yeah.
But you would need MVP as a mouthpiece for him, like immediately.
Yeah.
Like I don't trust Ricochet on the mic. But yeah, I actually think there's like a non-zero chance that Ricochet could beat Osprey.
Yeah, no, it's funny because Osprey is definitely kind of the golden boy, but Ricochet's like just recently come in, so it's anybody's match. I think it's more interesting for Ricochet to win and Osprey to get down a peg than have to claw his way back up a little.
Well, again, it's kind of like what happened with All In, where Osprey lost his belt, which led to him getting his rematch at the next pay-per-view. Osprey loses his belt, which leads him to get his rematch at the next pay-per-view. And if he wins there, then Osprey is the first three-time international champion, and that's pretty neat. Gets him and he's won it 3 times in 1 year. So, like, looking at it kind of like from a cynical WWE stats way, could be nice.
Is Moxley going to be the first 4-time?
You might. I'll be chanting for Christian that whole match. Christian. Everyone will be like, yes, yes, and I'll be like, Cage.
Yeah, we got to see if those clipboards are somehow on the merch store.
Oh, next AEW champ. Come on, that's so funny. That is so funny.
Yep. I want it to just be continuous him being stopped from cashing it in. I want that to become the thing. Like we're talking like 15, 20 times he like tries over a year.
Nice.
Well, I didn't see the match, but I heard of the Grand Slam one was stopped. Kip just took his pen.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if I was talking to you about it, chat, but I was like, there should have been like a promo backstage where Christian was like, everybody knows that was the only pen in the arena. Now what am I gonna do? Like, it's already a little silly, so just make it really silly and just be like, what am I gonna do? I don't have my one pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if he just turned around to like somebody in the crowd, hey, he got a pen I can borrow? Yeah.
He's like Kip takes it, runs away. He's like, whatever. Hey, lady, do you have one in your purse I could use for a second? Oh, thanks.
Yeah, fun stuff. I like Christian a lot. Cool. Yeah. Anything else we want to yap about? You got anything good? I'm all out. I'm all
There's
tuckered
a
out.
real nice FTR runners shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees too.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I guess we went to Prestige last night. That was hella fun.
Yeah. Discuss.
Yeah.
Walk among yourselves.
Well, we had a couple people couldn't make it. FTR because of the hurricane. Jordan Graves couldn't make it. but we got a good fill-ins for
Yeah.
that. Athena challenged Amira. Man, Athena looks like she's been like working out. Like
Yeah.
she looks great. Uh, really dominant, strong. Then we got FTR replaced by Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian.
See
Uh,
you.
FCU, and it ended with FCU losing to Midnight Heat,
Yeah. Good old
but
SmackDown Ricky got a win.
Yes, sir.
Frankie Kazarian called out Midnight Heat for a future match, and they're like, we might even have to bring Christopher
Yeah.
Daniels.
Find a friend, guys.
I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
That's like the golden AEW
Yeah. Adam
era,
Pierce
man.
coming out of retirement.
We got a Donovan Dijak match against what was his name?
Pinkman.
Tankman, man. What a freaking
Haas fight. Oh, so good.
then Cameron Grimes versus Kevin Blackwood. That was my second favorite match of the night. Jesus, man. That was
Yeah,
dude,
man, it was a
that
slow burn too. It started off kind of slow, but then by the end, it was just like mind blowing. It was very good.
yep. Mustafa Ali versus Alan Angels.
Yeah.
Man, that dude is something else. He is on another level, Mustafa Ali. Gosh, man, and he's having the time of his life on the indies. Yeah, incredible pay-per-view. I love
Yeah.
Prestige.
Also, he owes me
Uh,
$2.
he
He didn't have
he
exact
does.
he didn't have exact change for when I went up and bought this T-shirt off of him, and I was like, "That's fine, man." So for the rest of my life now, I'm gonna say Mustafa Ali owes me $2.
It's okay. When I went to Prestige with you guys, I think it was the Amira versus Drexel match where they were taping dollar bills to them.
Mhm.
I threw like a 20 at them and they just left it on the ground. So I
Oh.
was mad. I was like, that was a 20. That was the lowest bill I had. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, big money. I had like two 20s, but I was like, oh, this would be so funny. Um, but yeah, I'm glad you guys had a fun time at Prestige. I'll go again one of these times. It's just hard because I'm busy with
Yeah.
school and stuff, but I wanna
Yeah,
I
we should
wanna
do
go.
let's do a DOA. Those are cheaper.
Yeah, and most of the same people
Um,
show up,
yeah,
at least for as
yeah,
far as
yeah,
locals go.
Oh, by the
yeah.
way, Pete Rose has passed away.
Huh.
I was just looking up. I always look up WWE's Twitter while we're doing this just to see if I can find out anything like small or whatever. Gunther versus Sami Zayn is happening on Raw next week for the
Nice.
title. And then Pete Rose passed, and they said rest in peace. And then Miz turned on R-Truth.
Aw.
Awesome
Ooh,
Truth is over.
Jerk Miz is
damn.
back.
So, which Uso? Jay? He won
Mhm.
he beat Braun Breaker?
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeet.
What?
Yeah, that's a quick run.
Wow. That's a short run, man.
I'll be honest with you. So I went to Raw the week before he won the title. Jey Uso is easily the most over guy in there. Like CM Punk was there, all the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley, like all of them were there. Jey Uso is the guy on Raw right now.
Nice.
So him beating Braun, I think it's kind of hard to tell because Braun is a rising star, and I don't think he's lost his step by losing to Jay. But I think they're already teasing Braun for the world heavyweight title,
Oh,
so
nice.
they might be shooting him up there. Who knows?
Just a lot of fun
Hmm.
to watch.
Yeah. He was Rick and Scott Steiner all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Prestige was awesome. They're probably going to go on a little hiatus until after the new year. They don't have anything new announced coming up, even in Cali. So Yeah, that'll probably be like January, February, and yeah, fun stuff. I hopefully they do that another arena show, that
Right? That was
3,000
fun.
person. That was insane. That felt like big time.
Yeah.
It was good.
Although I don't know, something about the Roseland, I love that venue. It's
It's
such
real
good
nice and
energy in there.
intimate for it.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Yeah,
anyone's
yeah,
interested, you can also check it out. It's they did it for free on YouTube as well. You can just type in Prestige Wrestling or Roseland 9 and it'll pop up. Fantastic
yeah.
show, amazing crowd.
Dude, it was packed. Like 600 people bought
Yeah.
tickets to that.
Damn.
Packed them in that little place. Yeah, there's nothing like it, man. I feel very lucky that we have that available to us, and I am a Prestige fan for life.
Yeah.
For life.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good show too. Usually like it was a lot more wrestling centric, a lot less like crazy shit happened in this one. It was yeah, a little more just straight up wrestling show, which was kind of cool for them because like usually there's like a death match or some craziness, but yeah, this one was just one good match after another.
Yeah, yeah. No light bulbs or tables or doors. Yeah, good stuff. Cool. Well, I think that might about do it. You guys have anything to add?
I got nothing.
Audio
Cool.
realm, baby.
Oh, you see, I always forget it, and I'm the one who plugs it. That's funny. Chandler's such a good daddy to me.
Aw.
That was weird. Yeah. So, if you want to like listen to us on your commute or something, check us out on the audio realm as opposed to like watching us on the YouTube while you drive. Not recommended. Then yeah, you can check us out anywhere all major audio podcasts are found, such as Apple, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean. If there's a platform you would like to see us on that we are not, you can leave a comment down below, and I'll make sure we get up on there. Engagement.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chandler. Good to have the 3-man booth back.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
oh yeah.
Yeah. And we'll be coming back at you with Dynamite 5-year anniversary review on our next upload. Cool. Well, I think I'm going to do the thing.
Do
Yeah.
the thing. Do the thing.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.